Ever felt like you're just a rung on someone else's ladder? Figuring out if you're being used isn't always easy, especially when you're the kind of person who believes in the good in everyone. Let's walk through 10 signs together, with a clear head and a steady heart, Stoic style, to see if someone might be taking a bit too much from your kindness. It's all about seeing things as they are, not just how we want them to be, and doing it in a way that keeps us calm and ready for whatever comes next. Wait, before we dive deeper into this, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on my valuable content. Comment "I subscribe" below, and I'll personally welcome you to the Stoic family. With that said, let's get started. 10 attitudes of a person who only uses you and doesn't care about you. 1. Convenience over commitment. Have you ever had a friend who pops up like a genie when they need something but becomes a ghost the moment you're the one in need? It's like they have a radar for their own convenience, but go completely off-grid when it's your turn to seek help. This kind of friendship feels like a one-way street where you're the only one doing the driving. It's exhausting and frankly pretty unfair. This imbalance is a huge red flag waving in your face, telling you that this relationship is more about taking than giving. A real friend is like a reliable co-pilot, ready to navigate through both sunny days and stormy nights with you. They don't just show up for the ride when the destination benefits them. If your friendship feels like it's always on their terms, it might be time to question whether this is the kind of relationship that truly enriches your life. 2. Lack of genuine interest. Then there's the friend whose eyes glaze over the minute you start talking about something that matters to you. Ever notice that? You might be sharing something close to your heart, only to find them nodding absent-mindedly, clearly not invested in the conversation. It's as if your stories are just background noise to them unless, of course, it's something that directly affects or benefits them. True friendship isn't about keeping a tally of who's more interested in whom, but there should be a genuine curiosity about each other's lives. It's about celebrating the big wins together, offering a shoulder during the losses, and having those deep midnight chats about dreams and fears. When someone's interest in you feels more like a social obligation than a heartfelt engagement, it's a sign that the connection might not be as deep or as real as you thought. Friendship is a two-way street, with both lanes open for the joys, the sorrows, and everything in between. 3. Guilt tripping. Have you ever been made to feel bad for saying no, or for not living up to someone else's expectations, even when it goes against your own needs or boundaries? That's guilt tripping, a classic move in the manipulator's playbook. It's when someone uses your own emotions against you, making you feel guilty or selfish for not doing what they want. Imagine a friend who always asks for favors, but gets upset when you can't help out, throwing back phrases like, "I thought I could count on you," or "after all I've done for you." It's a way of twisting your arm emotionally, making you do things out of guilt rather than genuine willingness. This tactic can be subtle, playing on your desire to be a good friend or a helpful person, but over time, it drains you. It's not about a fair exchange or mutual support anymore. It's about them getting their way, with your feelings as the collateral damage. Recognizing this pattern is the first step towards breaking free from it, ensuring your kindness isn't taken for weakness. 4. Disrespect of time and effort. Ever had someone cancel on you last minute? Not once but repeatedly. Or perhaps you've put in a lot of effort to help someone out, only to have it brushed off as if it were nothing. That's a clear sign of disrespect for your time and effort. Time is the one thing we all have in limited supply, and how we choose to spend it says a lot about what we value. When someone consistently cancels plans, shows up late without a good reason, or doesn't acknowledge the effort you've put into helping them, it's not just frustrating, it's disrespectful. It sends the message that they don't value your time or the work you've put in, treating it as something that can be easily wasted or taken for granted. This behavior can leave you feeling undervalued and unappreciated, turning what should be a two-way street of mutual respect and appreciation into a one-sided affair. It's important to communicate how this behavior affects you and to set boundaries around your time and efforts. After all, respect is a fundamental cornerstone of any healthy relationship. 5. Superficial connections. Ever noticed how some conversations with certain friends never go beyond the latest TV shows, the weather, or what's for dinner? It feels like you're just skimming the surface, never diving into anything that feels real or meaningful. This kind of interaction is what we call a superficial connection. It's like you're both sticking to a script where personal topics are off limits, and anything remotely deep is quickly glossed over or changed. This avoidance of depth can leave you feeling a bit empty after your chats. It's like having a meal that looks good on the plate, but doesn't fill you up. You start to wonder, is there a genuine interest in building a deeper bond? Or is this as far as it goes? True friendship is about sharing your hopes, your fears, and even those silly thoughts that pop into your head at 3 a.m. If those parts of you never see the light in a friendship, it might be time to ask yourself if this connection is enriching your life or just filling space. 6. Absence in tough times. Then there's the friend who's all laughs and fun times until the going gets tough. Suddenly, they're like a magician's disappearing act. Now you see them, now you don't. When life throws you a curveball and you reach out for support, all you get back is silence, or maybe a half-hearted, "That's tough, hope it gets better" text. It's in these moments of vulnerability that we truly see who's with us for the ride and who's just along for the good times. It's a harsh truth to face, but it's crucial for your well-being. Friendship is about give and take. It's about being there for each other, in laughter and in tears. If someone vanishes when the skies turn grey, it's a sign they might be more interested in the benefits of your friendship rather than the responsibility of being a true friend. Remember, it's during the storms of life that we discover who our real shelter is. Oh, and by the way, before we get to number 7, if you're getting value in this video, hit the like button right now, and if you don't want to miss out on my next mind-blowing Stoic video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload it. And then, go to the comment section below and type, "I subscribe," and I'll personally welcome you to the Stoic community. With that said, let's continue. 7. Unreciprocated effort. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where it feels like you're the only one trying to keep the connection alive? Maybe you're always the one sending the first text, making plans for the next hangout, or just checking in to see how they're doing. It can start to feel like you're rowing a two-person boat all by yourself. This constant effort, without much coming back your way, can leave you feeling drained and undervalued. It's as if you're pouring water into a plant that just won't bloom. True friendship is a two-way street, with both parties eager to contribute, share, and support. If you're finding that your efforts are met with silence, cancellations, or half-hearted responses, it might be time to consider whether this imbalance is something you're okay with. Relationships should add to your life, not leave you feeling like you're chasing after someone who's just not that into the partnership. 8. Public versus private behavior. Ever noticed how some people seem to have a switch they can flip, depending on who's around? When it's just the two of you, they might be all laughs, sharing stories, and making you feel like the center of their world. But the moment you step into a social setting or there are others around, it's as if you're suddenly talking to a different person. They might become colder, less attentive, or even act as if they barely know you. This Jekyll and Hyde routine isn't just confusing, it can be downright hurtful. It's natural to behave somewhat differently in various social settings, but the core of how we treat our friends shouldn't change like night and day. This kind of behavior can make you wonder whether they value the relationship for the joy it brings them, or if they see you as more of a convenience, someone to pass the time with in private, but not someone they're proud to be associated with in public. True connections are consistent and genuine, regardless of the audience. 9. Overemphasis on material gain. Have you ever noticed how some conversations with a friend always seem to circle back to what you can do for them? It could be about who you know, what you have, or the kinds of favors you can pull off. This pattern can be a subtle hint that the relationship might be more about transactions than genuine connection. Imagine this: every time you catch up, there's an ask tagged along. Maybe they're curious about your new job because they're eyeing a position there, not because they're happy for you. Or they're always keen to join you at events, not for the hangout, but to network. It's like you're a walking, talking resource hub, not a friend. This doesn't mean every favor asked is a sign of a transactional relationship. Friends help each other out. But when the scales tip too far, where your worth in the relationship seems tied to what you have or who you know, it's time to pause and reflect. True friendships are about mutual care and support, not just about what one can gain from the other. 10. Neglecting your achievements. Then there's how a friend reacts to your wins. Genuine friends light up when you succeed. They're your cheerleaders for every promotion, personal milestone, or even the small daily victories. But have you ever shared exciting news only to be met with a lukewarm, "That's nice," or worse, a quick change of subject? This indifference can sting. It's as if your achievements are invisible to them, or they see them but choose to look away. This behavior can come from many places: jealousy, insecurity, or simply not caring enough to share in your joy. But whatever the root, it doesn't spell out a healthy, supportive friendship. Celebrating each other's successes is a cornerstone of any strong relationship. It's about sharing joy and lifting each other up. When your wins are consistently brushed aside, it might be a sign to reevaluate the depth and sincerity of the connection. True friends are there for the ups just as much as they are for the downs. What to do? Realizing you're in a one-sided relationship can be tough, but taking action is crucial for your well-being. Here's how to navigate these tricky waters and foster healthier connections. 1. Assert your boundaries. Asserting your boundaries is like drawing a line in the sand that tells others, "This is where I stand." It's about understanding your own value and not letting anyone blur those lines. Think of it as setting personal rules that say, "This is okay with me and this isn't." It's not about being rigid or unkind, but about respecting yourself enough to say no when something doesn't feel right. In a world that often asks too much of us, it's crucial to have these boundaries to keep our peace of mind. When we're clear about our limits and we stand by them, we teach others how to treat us. And in any healthy relationship, these limits are not just respected, they're valued. It's like telling a friend, "I can help with this, but not that," and knowing they'll understand and respect your decision. 2. Seek reciprocity. Seeking reciprocity in relationships is about finding a fair exchange, a give and take that feels equal. It's like a dance where both people lead and follow in turn, each contributing to the rhythm of the relationship. When one person is always giving and the other always taking, the dance becomes lopsided and eventually someone gets tired. Aiming for balance means both people's needs, dreams, and efforts are acknowledged and valued. It's not about keeping score, but ensuring that both feel seen and supported. In such a balanced relationship, you don't have to ask for fairness. It's a natural part of how you interact. It's the comfort of knowing that your friend or partner is there for you just as much as you're there for them, creating a mutual support system that stands the tests of time and challenge. 3. Communicate. Address concerns directly. Talking things out can sometimes feel like the hardest thing to do, especially when emotions run high. But think of it this way: just like cleaning a wound stings, but helps it heal. Opening up about what's bothering you can really clear the air. When you're honest and straightforward in your conversations, you're giving the relationship a fair chance. It's like turning on a light in a dim room. Suddenly, everything becomes clearer. You'll see if the other person is willing to meet you halfway or if it's time to walk different paths. Remember, It's not just about airing your grievances. It's about listening too. Sometimes, all it takes is a good chat to mend fences or, at times, to realize it's time to let go. Either way, you're moving forward. 4. Prioritize self-care. Distance from toxicity. Imagine your well-being as a garden. You wouldn't want to water the weeds, right? Staying close to someone who drains your energy is a bit like that. It's tough, but stepping back from relationships that make you feel undervalued or stressed is crucial. Think of it as giving yourself the space to breathe, grow, and flourish. This isn't about giving up on people. It's about giving yourself the care you deserve. Take time for activities that recharge your batteries, whether it's a quiet walk, a good book, or a hobby that lights you up. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you're feeling good, you're in a much better place to deal with everything else life throws your way. 5. Cultivate new connections. Seek mutual respect and effort. Building new relationships can feel a bit like planting seeds. You're not quite sure what will grow, but you do it with hope. Look for people who share your values, who listen as much as they talk, and who are there for you just as you are for them. These are the relationships where you don't have to keep score because everyone's contributing, and the mutual respect is a given. It's like finding your tribe, those connections that just click and feel right. Remember, it's not about the number of friends you have, it's about the quality of the connections. So invest your time and energy where it's appreciated and reciprocated. Good relationships are like a two-way street. They take effort from both sides to make things work. Remember, it's important to surround yourself with people who value and respect you as much as you do them. Recognizing these signs can empower you to make healthier choices about who you let into your life. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and keep striving for the best version of yourself. If you found this insight valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Keep growing and stay stoic.